us cook. So today we are going to be making none other than a nice lunch, and it's going to be a ham wrap. So first thing we need to do is we need to get a butter knife and some mayo and mustard. Okay, once you have your mayo out and ready, you're going to take one or however many of wraps you're making and spread it all out over your wrap. Okay. So, if ever you guys are doing something like I don't know, doing anything, you always have to remember that you need to always have someone watching you, so that you don't get hurt if you're cutting something or something like that, or you don't get burnt. So I don't think I have enough mayo on this. Okay, wait. Yes, I do. Okay, good. So this, not my best job, but this is what it should look like. Now, you're going to take your mustard, shake it, and probably go over to the sink and get all the liquid parts of the mustard out. I'm gonna do that right back. Okay, so I've emptied out my mustard and made sure there's no liquid in there. And so now that you have put your mustard and mayo on one, you need to do that on another one. So every time you are making a sandwich or wrap, and it's something like this where you have to spread something around, you always want to do both of them at the same time. Well, not at the same time, but as soon as you're done spreading out mayo on one and mayo and mustard on one, then you go to the other one and you start spreading your mayo and mustard on the other. Okay, I think that's enough. Yeah. Okay. Hopefully. Okay. All right. I'm gonna go really quick. So, what you guys thinking about? I gotta say, not a lot of stuff have to do. Alright, so we've done spreading our mayo and mustard. So I'm gonna go put these in the fridge. Okay, so we've spreaded our sauces, like I said, and now it's time to get our ham on. So depending on who you are, I like to put at least 3 pieces of meat on wraps and 1, maybe 2 on sandwiches. You don't have to do that, but it just tastes better to me, personally. Okay. Alright. So, and if ever you guys have a problem where you're putting 3 on one and then you put 3 on the other and then you realize there's only 1 left, what do you decide to do? Well, what I decide to do is I usually take it and I cut it in half, or I just give another person an extra piece of ham. Yeah, I know. So I think that's what I'm going to do today, because I have an uneven amount of ham. Alright, time to rip the ham in half. Okay, great job. Alright, for our next ingredient, spinach. Remember how I said last video? Go and always remember, eat your greens. Here's a perfect chance. We're gonna put a lot of spinach on here. I am not a spinach fanatic, but I love spinach on my wraps, like a lot of spinach. Okay. Should look like you have a pizza that's just filled with spinach and mayo and mustard. You should barely see any of the ham, at least for me. You don't have to add this. I just like adding it. Yes. All right, so spinach is done, and you don't have to add that, but I suggest you do because it's healthy. All right, next Brindo. Let us get it, but okay, now for this next one, we actually have to get a sharp knife, so get your parents to help you with this. We have to get a knife that looks like this. Sharp, bum, bum, bum. It should have like these little swerves on it, dun, 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 dun. So it kind of looks like it's getting bumpy. It's the best knife I know, I think, to cut tomato. All right. Let's make a lot of tomatoes. And when I say eat your greens, I mean eat your vegetables and fruit. So good time to eat your fruit as well. If you guys don't already know, fruit, tomato is declared a fruit, and so is an avocado. So if anyone asks you, what's your favorite fruit? And your favorite vegetable is a tomato. Well, I mean, if your favorite fruit is a tomato or an avocado, you can say an avocado or a tomato. Yeah, I just learned that yesterday. No, I learned it a long time ago. Oh no, the scoop. Okay. So, if you guys are like me, you like a lot of tomato on yours. I'm not even kidding. I usually hate tomato unless they're on pizza or sandwiches. Other than that, I will not eat tomato. So you can count on me saying I love tomato. Alright, I have a lot of tomato in one sandwich. I've just received word from a Calm that my dad does not like tomato on his. Okay, so now if your tomato is done cutting, grab a Ziploc bag and put it to the side for a minute. So, now that we're done cutting that, it is time to, it's time for peppers. More cutting board time, baby! Okay, for this one, I'm gonna use a different one, and it's tiny. All right, so what you wanna do is when you're cutting a pepper, you should cut off one bump each, and then you go and you get tiny little stripes off of it. This is the hard part, but somehow I'm nailing it. I've never done this before, so. Can I get a hiya? Calm? Anyone? Okay. So and I'm about to cut my last strip. Okay. Oh, gross. Got tomato goop on me. Make sure you don't get tomato goop on you. Alright, so now that I've cut them up into little strokes, beep, 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 you want to line them all up. And this is how I cut my peppers. You want to line them all up into a line, and this might take a second or two. And then as soon as you're lining them up, as soon as you're done, you have to make sure you go savage. You grab, so you go from the top of the strokes, and so it's top, and it just kind of, it won't cut evenly, but that's okay, because you'll cut all over. And when you cut all over, it makes them into tiny squares. Okay. Alright, so I've cut up my peppers into squares. Now I'm going to try and drizzle them all over. Drizzle, drizzle, drizzle. Alright, now it's time to put my dad's. Drizzle, 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 drizzle. Okay. Now, we have had a pretty good time cutting that. Once again, grab a Ziploc bag. Hopefully there's an explosion there when I put that down, hopefully. And we place our stay in there. Sorry about that, technical difficulties. Come on, stop fighting me. All right, now that we're done that, we want to make sure that it's bagged up. We're not done yet. We have to cut some cheese. Cut. Cheese is not easy to cut. That's why I am probably squinting. Very uneasy. Okay, so now that we're done cutting our cheese, we must cut them into tiny pieces. Okay, so we're kind of doing the same thing that we were doing with a pepper, except with cheese, and it's much easier. Thanks, Mom. Okay, so I just got some help from my mom. She told me, well, not really help, but she did tell me a pro tip. Pro tip, if you make a pile and then you cut, it's faster, and it very much is. So please listen to my mom. Okay, so, yeah, she is right. Always listen to your mom. Or my mom.
Oh, geez, wow, it is much faster. So,
yeah, it actually really works. So it's much faster and it cuts all your pieces. Okay, so once you have at least a good amount of pile, you're gonna sprinkle it. So the cheese is much harder than pepper or anything. So you're gonna have to individually drop them. Next one. Okay. Alright. We're done. Alright, now it's time to fold. I forgot a step what I was about to say. Salt and pepper. So grab your salted shaker or pepper shaker. All right. All right, now our pepper and salt is done. Now it's time to fold. And then after we fold, it's eating time. And we get to enjoy our nice meal that we created. So, I'm gonna need some help. Wait, or am I? 3, 2, 1. Boom! They're there. All right, now, remember, always eat your greens. And this is a good time too, so go ahead and enjoy your wrap or sandwich. Thanks, leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!